Hey, you know that moment where you remember an old game you played and think to yourself, wow, I had so much fun with that game, I should install it again. I did exactly that the other day. It was a mobile game for when I didn't have a beard, and it was called Marvel Contest of the Champions. Now I remember this game because it was advertised on YouTube, and I had a lot of fond memories as a child beating up bad guys with my super cool alternate Iron Man. But it has been so many years since I've opened it, and when I did, I looked around in the menu a bit and saw loot boxes. Tons and tons of loot boxes. I realized this was a game designed to just make money, and the loot boxes weren't a mechanic that was added recently. No, they have been in the game for as long as I had played it, but I only realized what they were now.
Well, first, we don't call them. I think that was
whatever term you wish to apply to them. Do you consider them ethical?
So what we look at as
Now here's some data for you to process. My sources are in the description, so you can check them out yourself. From the top 100 games of both Android and iPhone, around 59% of them, 59% have loot boxes in them, and around 93% are games deemed suitable for children aged 12 or higher. Many even suitable for 7-year-olds. The top 50 games of desktop, aka Steam, have a 72% chance of including loot boxes. And across all of these platforms, there have been a total installation of 1.8 billion games with loot boxes, and around 1 billion of them were games deemed suitable for children. So if you aren't horrified by the numbers yet, let me introduce you to the largest offender of them all, a little game called PUBG Mobile. Mountain Dew. Now, this isn't mostly because I'm personally biased towards PUBG, but the fact that this game has such a massive audience and we ignore it as if there is nothing going on with it is weird, to put it lightly. Now, there has been actual action against PUBG Mobile and games like it, but they have been for very silly reasons, and none have actually tackled the fact that they might use predatory tactics to lure children into spending money in them. Afghanistan has banned it because they deemed it too violent. In Afghanistan. Anyway, the game has 730 million downloads according to Tencent themselves, and their daily active users was around 30 million people back in 2020. The game is rated for 17 plus to their credit, but their marketing is 100% towards people who haven't had their brains fully developed yet. I can assure you that these people do not want to target 17-year-olds or higher. Look at the cosmetics included in the game. This game has the equivalent of CSGO cases. They're as bad as you can get. These of case openings even get sponsored by the game itself. Just a quick search PUBG Mobile crate opening on YouTube will net you about 1,000 videos of basically just CSGO case openings, reskin. And to me, coming from a place where CSGO gamblers used to hop from scandal to scandal as if it was another Tuesday for them, all of this seems surreal. The fact that we let children play these games and we don't care about what happens afterwards, and when they come to you and ask you for money that they're gonna spend gambling, you don't even realize what's happening.
From eye-catching colourful scratch cards to age-restricted fruit machines in pubs, all luring children to gamble. The alarming scale laid bare today. A report says it's an addiction among children that's bordering on an epidemic.
You do it like subconsciously without like deliberately knowing that it's going to cost more and more money the more you do it.
And these 12 to 14-year-olds say it's a temptation that follows them online.
So have any of you gambled before?
No, but one of my friends has. Like, he's spent over £1,000 in like the past year or something.
On what?
On Fortnite, on like gambling, like Betway and stuff like that.
£1,000? How old is he?
My age, like 12.
Yeah, my friend's brother, he spent £700 on his mum and dad's credit card without telling them.
They say they're regularly bombarded with adverts coaxing them into gambling.
The issue of gambling is a very personal matter to me, and I hate it when children are being exposed to it, in the hopes of a billion-dollar company making a buck. And especially with busy parents nowadays that can't monitor every game their child plays. The figure of 59% games that have loot boxes in them is fucking horrifying. These games need to adopt a more honest business model, or we need to teach our children about predatory marketing practices such as loot boxes in our schools. We already regulate games like this in parts of the world, like how CSGO had to add a case scanner in France that eliminates the surprise in loot boxes and shows you what's inside before you attempt to open it. But that game is arguably less accessible because you need a PC to be able to run it, has less players, this is an actual figure, and has actual rules against it. We need to regulate these brainwashing cash cows of the mobile industry, otherwise little Timmy won't stop asking his parents for their credit card to bet on a slot machine in a casino disguised as a video game.